They'll have you out there in alligator Alcatraz.
Uh-oh. Well, I didn't have a problem with that. It's just more so than, if you didn't want people to hear what you're saying, just don't say it. Just sometimes it's okay to keep your thoughts to yourself if you don't want people to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, it's free speech unless you're saying something about Daddy Trump. And I don't want you to talk about Daddy Trump now.
Goldwing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause in a world of reckless automobiles. These are my motovlogs.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hey, your boy Chris, I'm out on the Goldwing. Out here in Birmingham, Alabama. Riding with Jumper. You with me, Jumper?
I'm with you. We're rolling.
Jumper's on this 2023. Is that 2023 Jumper?
Yep.
2023 Honda Goldwing. And the Jumper and I, we're going to ride down to the great sunshine state of Florida.
So far, we've got the weather on our side.
Yeah, so far I'm only showing I'm showing 91 degrees right now. 91 degrees on the double dark side. Well, actually not on the double dark side, but I'm on the dark side. Actually, I'm running a car tire, and I have a Michelin on the front.
Well, I've always run Dunlop, and that's a good tire, but the longevity, I mean, it's just not there. You're somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000 miles on a tire, and that's just not cost effective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see a lot of brake lights up there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're approaching the city, so it's gonna slow down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that Michelin that I was running, it did really good. It handled really, really good for a motorcycle tire. No complaints there.
Yeah, that's never been a problem for me. I never really thought about it. I guess I would have if I was, riding two up and had a trailer on behind me, but I'm like 95% of my riding has been one-up riding, just myself.
Right. Yeah, I said, in the video, I even talked about it, who makes a good candidate for a car tire? Everybody don't qualify. Now, everybody weighs in, but everybody don't qualify. Even the ones that have absolutely no experience.
Right.
No experience, yeah, but they have an opinion.
Right. Well, some people don't ride their bikes very much at all. So,
some people don't even have a bike.
Yeah, but if you're that guy that only puts about 5,000 or 6,000 miles a year on your bike or less,
right? You don't even need a car tire.
You don't need a car tire. But if you call yourself a serious motorcycle tourer,
right?
You need to do that because you're gonna be changing tires every season.
Yeah, easily, or before the season is out.
Right. Well, as soon as I wear this tire out, I'm going to go to dark side because to me, it's two big factors. One, you get the longevity out of the tire, and two, if you're running a run flat tire, that's just all kind of security and riding, because my biggest fear is when we get out there in New Mexico in the middle of nowhere and I get a nail in the tire,
Right.
And then you're in bad shape, man.
But one thing I do like about the car tire, Jumper, it just feels better on the highway, man. Long distance touring, maybe with a passenger, maybe with a trailer, or all of the above, yeah, car tire. And it just feels better.
Right.
Feel more planned. Yeah, I tried to resist, man, not going back to the dark side.
Yeah.
I fought it, man. I was fighting it. It was like a crackhead looking at a crack pipe.
I know you couldn't resist, right?
When I looked at the car tire, jumped on my bike.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I ever told you, I got into it with a Harley Davidson once, right? On my 2012.
Got into it with a Harley Davidson?
Yeah, right up here, about right here. The guy pulled alongside of me, right?
Uh-huh.
I thought he was the guy that I was riding with in the Legion, but it turned out to be some other guy I didn't know. So he pulled alongside of me, you know, and he motioned at me and took off. So we're going down this road here, right?
Right.
But you got a deep curve. You get down here to the bottom.
Right.
You got a deep curve. And I don't know if he knew about the curve or not. I know because I live here.
Right.
So I backed off a little bit because I know I was going to make that curve, man. That guy, because when he hit this curve down here, sparks started flying, man. He hit that curve real hard and sparks started flying. But when he came out of that curve, I reeled him in. Buddy.
Yeah, he tried to scrape off his saddlebag.
I ran off him laughing, but not by much. About a motorcycle limp.
He was on a Harley.
He was on a Harley. But this bike here, man, I would never. I'm done. I get up to 100 now, I get scared. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm
right.
just.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Yeah, I'm getting older now, so when you're going that fast, what's going through your mind is, okay, what if something happened? Something happened is over.
Yeah, what if my pinch bolts on the front fall out?
Hey. You don't think that way when you're young, you know?
Right.
You get over 50, you start thinking about things like,
Yeah, you start thinking, what if my axle nut ain't tight?
I had some young guys pass me. It must have been back in the early 90s. That's when I had that, not the early 90s, the late 90s.
Right.
I had that 1500 Goldwing. These guys passed me. They were riding sports bikes, right?
Uh-huh.
So I knew, of course, I could not run them. But I just said it on 100 and held it there.
Right.
After about 5 or 10 minutes, I walked by, man. They can get to that speed, but they can't hold it. It's too much wind resistance, you know?
Right. So they can't hold it, huh?
They pass, but they can't ride that way for a long distance.
Right. I wish my face shield could just come up just a little bit. I don't need it to come up 1 inch. No. Man, it's a big old bump.
Yeah, man. I love these open face shields.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, where the front opens up, because one thing it does, it puts shade out in front of you most of the time.
Right.
Unless you're riding right onto the sun, and then you're able to receive all that good wind in your face. Really, the only time I pull my shield down is when it's raining.
Oh, okay.
Or it's cold. It's either raining or cold.
Right. Just to keep up with them.
I'm old enough to remember when this interstate stopped at this exit right here.
Oh, really?
Yep. It was as far as it went. This exit. Well, long time.
All right. You're telling your age now, John.
Yeah, man. I was back in around 77, late 70s. Late 70s.
That was back before Martin Luther King marched on.
Not quite that far back.
When he was saying, "We shall overcome."
Yeah, man.
It ain't been that long,
I've been around for a minute.
97. Ambient temperature, 92. Michelin doing good on the front. 24. Plus another 8. Yeah, that's about average. 47 on the rear. operating temperature. So the tire went up about 6 psi on the rear. About 5 psi on the front. Far so good.
Man, it turned out to be a beautiful day so far.
Yeah.
I get lucky. Lucky.
Yeah, it rained last night, and I had to wipe the water off my bike this morning. Yeah, I had it covered up, but I didn't have a full cover from there. Then street was wet on my way down this morning, and it was damp for a while. So I was showing like 70-something degrees. Here come a slingshot.
Yeah, what is slingshot? I see it.
That's slingshot. He ain't got no top on that thing either, boy. You know he hot.
Yeah.
That look like a bathtub with wheels. I can see you in one of those, Jump.
Nah, I don't think so.
I'd be thinking the back wheel may come off.
I had nothing but a car with 3 wheels.
a bathtub with 3 wheels.
Yeah. I mean, teach his own. Everybody got their own taste.
Yeah, it's all right. I would ride it. I'll ride it.
I mean, if I just had money just coming out of my ears, I'd buy one just to have one.
Those
add it to my list of toys.
Those slingshots want to look tough. It's like putting a spike collar around a chihuahua. They done went up in price. You can get a slingshot for like $20,000. I think they over $30,000 now. Probably $40,000.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I did ride one. I got a buddy down in Texas that had one.
Right.
I don't really care for it now that I think about it, because they sit too low. And then there was a lot of road noise, a like real bumpy ride. I was like,
maybe for a young cat.
Yeah,
It ain't like they got real nice soft seats in there either.
No, it's a hard ride, man. It didn't have much of a suspension. It's a hard ride.
It's like riding on a log.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah. Now you take this Goldwing.
Right.
It's as close as you can get to a luxury car on 2 wheels.
Hey, I had one of my viewers say he want to dark side his 1500. I told him if he dark side that 1500, the bike gonna rock in the sleep, because it's gonna be like a couch going down the road.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be so smooth.
Man, I'd have to tell you, anybody who listens, that 1500, that was the best Goldwing ever made.
Right.
And you didn't have to spend no money. When I bought that bike, the only thing I bought was the headset and the mics. You had everything. It came with CB radio, cassette tape player, built-in intercom system.
Right.
It was you had the total package when you bought it.
Right.
And it rolled like a dream, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that 1500, man. That's when they hit that glass ceiling. I don't think they can make it any better. Especially that SE model came with everything.
Yeah.
Came with everything. Fog lights, tool kit.
Yeah.
CB radio. Off seat. Big sound bag.
And look, I'm using the luggage bags that came with that 1500 right now. It's on this bike.
Right.
That bike came. You needed nothing when you got that bike, man.
Right.
And
big windshield.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said they hit the glass ceiling on that one. They had to break it and start over.
But I've fallen in love with this bike though.
Yeah, that's what,
I think it's nimble. Yeah, it's nimble. It's like the best of both worlds, man. It's like a luxury sports bike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The ride modes. Let me tell you something. I put this bike in sport mode one time. I was like, oh my God.
They like to throw you off the seat, huh?
Man, I took off at the light. The wheel came off the ground. When I speed shifted a second,
Right.
it came off the ground again. I said, man, this thing got some power, brother. It's got torque.
Yeah, imagine if you remap it.
And believe it or not, this windshield, that's a game changer. That adjustable windshield,
Right.
to me, that's the greatest option on this bike.
Right, yeah. But that DCT, well, you don't have DCT.
No,
You know,
I hear great things about the DCT. I can't speak on it because I've never rid one, and I won't.
it'll be a wrap.
No, I'm not gonna ride one.
We stopping in at the Honda dealer, you swapping it out.
I'm satisfied with what I got, so I'm like, I know better.
You know, I had one of my viewers on online. He asked me, "Do I miss the reliability?" No, he asked me something about basically, do I miss the reliability of the big bike? I said, well, the new wing is just as reliable. There's a few things, you know, anything man-made can have an issue, but
Oh yeah.
I said, I don't regret my decision. If I can do it over again, I'll make the same decision.
No, there's nothing wrong with this bike. You know, yeah, they had that recall issue, but you know they handled it the best they could, and you know it happens.
Right.
I remember when the 1800 first came out. I think it was the first 3 model years. They had a recall, or either they did a redesign or changed the torque or something because they were blowing through the blowing through the drive shaft. It had too much torque. So I don't know if they made some type of adjustment. But anytime you come out with a new model, you know, you got it. That's why, you know, I think I've heard you speak on it. The first model year of anything you don't need to buy.
Right. They in the test phase.
Yeah.
You the recipient.
Right.
So, you know, they're going to have it 3-4 years just to work out some of the kinks.
Now, I don't remember any recalls on that 1500, but and I don't remember. Well, see, when I got my 2012, that model had already been tested. It was well tested.
Right. Had a recall on the rear brakes.
Yeah.
On the rear, I think the rear caliper or the rear master.
Oh yeah. You're right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
on the 2012 model.
Right. You're right. I remember that.
Yeah, but that was it. I mean, that I remember on the big bike. On this bike, only recalls has been, as far as I know of it, the fuel pump and
the drive boat,
primary drive gear boat. Some people just look to find the fault, man. As soon as they see one thing wrong, it's like, oh, you know, they don't give it a chance. But I like the bike, man. I don't have no regrets.
Oh yeah, I'm falling in love with it, man. You know, I like the bigger bike. I will say that, but I don't really need it. I'm not a big guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, it's only an issue for you the size. I mean, if you're cool at 6 feet, but if you're like 6'5", I mean, you know, abnormally tall, this bike may not be big enough for you.
Right.
You weighing over 250. You know, if you're 300 pounds, that's not a bike for you.
Good point. Yeah, it's not a real big man bike. But you can kind of customize and make it your own.
But I have seen some big guys buy that, the bagger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The bagger is more accommodating for a big guy.
Right.
They got the hilly bars now. They come up, you know, and people fall in love with this Goldwing, man. I was on the road all the time. I stayed loaded. I had 2 trucks.
Right.
Making $12,000 to $15,000 a week.
Right.
It was broke as a joke, man. That money was going. That
Man,
money was going in my. Yeah, that money was going in my hands, out to other people.
Right.
It's just too much. It's too much overhead.
Right.
Between insurance, truck payments, because all my equipment, you know, I jumped into it with all new equipment. I had 2 new trucks, 2 new trailers.
Right.
So I'm making payments on all that stuff.
Oh man.
And you know, your insurance running you about $3,000 a month. And like I said, you know, you making the $12,000 to $15,000 a week.
Right.
It's going through your hand. My son was making more money. My son was dispatching. And
he making more money than you, huh?
He make more money than me, man. Because you know, I'm the business owner, so I get paid. I get paid when there's something left over.
Right.
And there were many weeks, you know, on Friday, my son was like, Dad, what do you want to pay yourself this week? I was like, nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't get the expenses paid.
Let me pay my bills. I don't need anything.
Yep.
And that's a testimony, man. I don't know how I was making it. I didn't miss no payments on nothing. Everything was being handled.
Right.
And I don't know how it was happening. Because nothing was going in my pocket.
Right. You did good, man. God had your back, bro.
But I'll tell you, man, I had some breakdowns. The first time, you know, they had a recall. They have a high pressure fuel pump, and the first one went out, cost me $13,000, and then the second one went out, and it was supposed to be covered. That second one put me out of business.
Oh, wow.
When the second one, I was on my way up to New Jersey with a load. The high-speed fuel pump went out, sent metal fragments all through the engine. They had to change out the whole fuel system.
That's up.
And I had to put that on my credit card, and Ford was supposed to reimburse me. Man, I had to get a lawyer and threaten them, and it took them about 6 months to pay me my money.
Wow.
But by that time, man, when that second one went out, I was like, I'm out of here. I just went and got me a job at J&M, man.
Right. Yep.
You know, a lot of people lie about trucking. They tell you, man, they'll tell you what they're making. They're not telling you what they're losing.
What they putting out.
And see, I do my research, man.
Right.
Before I got into that business, I was driving for Hibbs Sporting Goods at the time.
Right.
And I've been to Fuel Island, and I see a hotshot guy. I go over and talk to him and say, hey, man, tell me about the hotshot business. What do you think about it? Oh, man, this is great, man. You make great money and work for yourself. And so I'm looking at that, and I'm going down the road driving for Hibbs Sporting Goods. I see a hotshot guy go by, and it looks so sexy, man. You ride down the road in a brand new dually.
Right.
You know, making money. You're working for yourself, and I'm like, damn, that looks very, very sexy, very appetizing.
Right. Look very promising.
Yeah, man. And I got out there, and there wasn't nothing but biting my nails every day.
Right.
You know,
nail biter, huh?
I'm going down. Hey, I had a nice rig now. I had a brand new 2018 dually.
Right.
I had the sleeper put on the back.
Right.
I had the best equipment I'm going down the road looking good, but I wasn't making no money.
Well, you was making money, but it was all going out. It's too expensive, so overhead.
And then on the second truck, I hired a guy, and, he was always doing something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're tabbing stuff now.
Yeah. Bagged into a woman on the first date. And then he got lucky because he said he bagged up. He was sitting on a hill, and the trailer started backing up. Well, the truck and trailer started backing up. And I'm like, you don't have a clutch. It's an automatic truck.
Right.
And so he bumped the woman's grill and kept going. And she had to call the police, and state trooper pulled him over.
Oh, wow.
He got lucky. Yeah, he got lucky because he could have charged him for hit and run, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I guess he said he didn't see it.
Right. Well, he told me, I didn't know I hit her. I said, okay, well, I didn't believe that.
Right.
The trooper probably didn't believe it either, but, he got lucky and got a trooper that wasn't an asshole.
Right.
He just wrote him a ticket. But, it's stuff like that. You got people out there driving under your authority.
Yeah, you gotta look.
I can't sleep at night, man. Every time that guy, we be out on the road, he's like, he's hauling a load, I'm taking a load, and my phone ring and it's him, and I'm like, oh Lord, please don't let it be an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, I don't do that to people. I've had about 4 or 5 people since I got out of that business.
Right.
They came to me and asked me, man, what do you? I said, look, don't do it.
Hey, John, are you using your cruise control?
Yeah.
Okay, because I keep trying to match your speed, but I keep catching up with you.
All right. I'm gonna put it on 75.
All right.
I'm glad they didn't have those around when I was a young guy.
What's that? Those
Challengers, those Challengers and Chargers.
Right.
Because I think I probably would have had me one.
Yeah, me and you both. That when you're young, you want stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now
I had a Monte Carlo Super Sport, and I didn't keep that car a year, man. You know why I got rid of it?
Why?
I didn't like them pipes, man. Yeah, because I stayed on the highway going back to Fort Bragg all the time.
Right.
And hearing that rumble in the back all the time, that got on my nerves.
Right. That's how I felt about those shark roads.
Yeah.
Sound good, but after a while, man, it get on my nerves, man. That's the truth.
I like quietness, man.
Me too. That's probably why I'm so sleepy.
You getting sleepy?
Shoot, I've been sleeping.
You want to pull over?
No, I ain't
pull over and get one of those 5-hour energy?
I just took one about a minute. I took one a couple minutes ago, about a half. I had a half one left in my glove box. I took it.
I remember we were on our way out to California.
Right.
And you kept speeding up and slowing down. You started drifting. You said, man, I'm so sleepy. I think we were in New Mexico.
Right.
And I was sleepy too. I was really sleepy. And I took that 5-hour energy. Man, that stuff works, bro. I don't know what's in it, but I was well alert after I drank that thing.
They put some 5-hour energy in there.
They taste terrible.
Yeah, they
taste
do.
really bad.
Tastes like aspirins and Pepto-Bismol.
Right. But they work. They definitely work. Back in the day when I used to travel, I don't know how I dropped back down to 72. I'm bumping up back to 75. Back in the day, I used to take no-dos.
Right.
I was in my 20s then, man. I'd be on my way back to Fort Bragg, and I I would always wait to the last minute, to leave on Sunday. I wouldn't leave till about 6 in the evening, 7 during the summer. I wouldn't get back till like 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, at about midnight, I'd get so sleepy, and I'd pull over, get some of those no-dos.
Right.
And my hand, I'd be awake, but my hand would be shaking, man, like I had Parkinson's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That stuff has so much caffeine in it. But that no-dose, it worked too, but you don't need to be taking that stuff if you're on high blood pressure medicine or something.
No.
It's cool for young people, but that's probably why they took it off the market. Because that could be dangerous, if you're not in good health.
Right.
You got stuff coming up soon. You got a loves coming up.
Yeah, I just want to stop and get off for a minute.
Okay.
Sleeping is trying to get on me. Right. Yeah, we never got to stop. I'll wake up once Then it's hot out here too. That don't help it. Been up since like 2 something in the morning.
Drink your Mountain Dew. That Mountain Dew got a lot of Mountain Dew's got a lot of caffeine in it.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good on that. These wings will rock you to sleep if you ain't careful.
Man, let me tell you something. Back when my wife used to ride, she'd sleep all the way, man.
Wow.
She'd be back there, her head would be bumping my helmet. Her helmet would be bumping mine. She'd back there, that sound asleep.
Bit of cloud coverage. Cloud coverage.
I had my son on here one time when I first got my 2012.
Right.
We rode out to San Antonio to my oldest boy's high school graduation.
Y'all rode to San Antonio?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, he enjoyed the ride. He never said he did.
Right. Freak.
He's about 14 years old at the time, 13 or 14.
If there's an Exxon at this gas, if there's a gas station at the Clayton, Lake Michigan exit, take.
Okay, yeah, you got it. That's going to be your loves coming up here.
Yeah,
we'll here.
Get up and stretch my legs, walk around, kind of make myself wake up.
Exit 208.
Yeah.
I used to stop here a lot when I was driving for J&M.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I stopped here one time coming back from, I think I was coming back from Atlanta. Actually, I was coming back from somewhere in North Carolina. Yeah, I did. I remember stopping.
Pull somewhere where we can get some shade.
Yeah, man, I just need to wait.
You pull it onto this fuel island.
Top off. Won't hurt.
Yeah, you just pull alongside of me so we don't block. So we're not blocking more than one fuel island.
Yeah, too, I rode that 3 hours to you,
Yeah.